Hello and welcome. Welcome to Toastmasters International District 100 Club Officer Training. You have selected Club Officer Training for the Club Treasurer role. This is the first round of training for the program year, also known as the fall term. Our agenda today is a brief welcome, go over the club mission and Toastmaster International's values, club officer training objectives, expectations, treasurer role, which will be done extensively here, DCP, the Distinguished Club Program, Distinguished Toastmaster, what's it all about? Your questions? With this recording, you can't be interactive, but I will provide an email that you can reach out. Let's get started. I am Paul Reyes. My email address is noted here below, and I'll share it also verbally. It's paulreyes.tm@gmail.com. That's PAULReyes.tm@gmail.com. The club mission. You may say it when you open a meeting, or you may see it somewhere when you're in a Toastmaster environment. Here it is. Club mission is that we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Toastmaster International has core values as well: integrity, respect, service, and excellence. Once again, integrity, respect, service, and excellence. That'll come into play in one particular area during our training. Today, as a club officer training that you have entered, here are the objectives. The resources and information you need to conduct your role as a club treasurer, or to be more informed of what a club treasurer does. To empower you. Yes, you are to be the catalyst to encourage fellow club officers and fellow club members to do their best and achieve what they can out of Toastmasters International, particularly in your club, if not the district as well, and to engage you so that you can strive to achieve the goals that you want as a member in your club, and also to achieve the goals in your role, and overall being a Toastmaster. Expectations during this training session: be present, be engaged, be participative. You'll benefit from the experience, believe me. The role of club treasurer. Attend regularly held executive club committee meetings and supervise club finances. Club executive committee. What is that? A club executive committee can also be known as club officers, club leadership. Your club may have its own term, but the club executive committee comprises of the club officers of the current year, and it also may include the immediate past president. And you supervise the club finances. And that leads to the second box. You handle the club's finances, including the process and or collection of world headquarter dues, as well as the club dues that your club may set on its own to help the funding of your club and its operation, and the payment of all bills that may come. That could include a Zoom license. It may include also the cost of a facility use, or there may be others for yourself, as well as any materials that you may buy, whether it's through Toastmasters International or other ancillary materials that you need for your club to operate. And also, you file once a year the California Franchise Tax Board, that's FTB, California Franchise Tax Board 199N E postcard. We'll get into that in depth. The next box, in cooperation with the fellow club officers, establish long-term and short-term goals for the club. The fourth box, you receive and disburse funds to further the operation of the club, whatever that may be. I explained some of that just now. There may be others unique and particular to your club. Twice annually during the program year, that goes from July 1st through June 30th in Toastmasters International, twice annually, the treasurer must notify members of world headquarter dues and then collect any club dues, if any, from each member. There are two types of dues. There are world headquarter dues, and at this time, they are $60 for 6 months. So twice a year, a Toastmaster will pay $60. That goes directly to world headquarters. It pays for you to be a member of Toastmasters International through your club. It also maintains the funding, support, and resources at Toastmasters International in Colorado. The club dues, you and your club officers, along with approval with the membership, set the dues, if any, for your club. Dues that you feel will support whatever planned spending you have in your program year for your club. So you'll probably work on a budget. It may not be too difficult at all for a club that you have. And you set the dues accordingly and collect the dues. There are clubs, though, that don't have any dues. That's a real benefit or treat. Most clubs do have their own dues to go into their treasury and fund their program year. The transferable skills are budget preparation, revenue tracking, revenue forecasting, revenue generation, money management, policy administration, purchasing, and even consulting. Let's go into the California Franchise Tax Board 199N E postcard. I will stop the PowerPoint and put up the next item. Filing requirement for all California clubs. Yes, there is a California Franchise Tax Board filing requirement for your clubs. It was established or went into effect January 1st, 2011. The due date is all electronically over the internet, due by May 15th, in this case, 2024, that just passed. And I'll explain the extension in a moment. And it is for the Toastmasters International subsidiaries, which we as clubs are a part of Toastmasters International. It's from the fiscal year, which is also a calendar year as well. It's from January 1st through December 31st of any given year. You'll go into Club Central and you'll go to Club Demographics, and I will share that momentarily. And you can find your California tax ID number there. You'll also need, as you fill out the e-postcard on the internet, you'll need your Club Federal's EIN number, which is listed also in the Club Central Club Demographics portion there. You'll go to the Franchise Tax Board website and complete the process for the 199N. We'll do a very brief display and example of that as well. You fill it out in this particular case for the previous fiscal year. Like I said, it's also a calendar year, January 1, 2023, and through December 31st, 2023. And you'll fill it out. But here is the document. At the end, it gives you an option on a California Franchise Tax Board 199 site to ask for a confirmation page. You can save it as a PDF file if you wish. You can print it out as a hard copy as well. Now, this is from Toastmasters International, this instruction sheet. And you may say, wow, I never saw that. Where is it? Well, I would like to show you where it is. Here's this link coming up. The link here shows it, and it's the Toastmasters off the Toastmasters.org website. It's leadership-central/general-finance. You'll find that the instruction sheet that I just shared with you there. Well, let's learn more about this 199N. The 199N I will bring up for you is coming up soon. The 199N. Let me give you some basic background to this document by sharing the following screen. I happened to find this by Googling, and I found it very informational, and I have saved it ever since. Specifically, nonprofits' annual reports and filing requirements for the state of California. There are two forms, 199N, which is for gross receipts of 50,000 or more, or the 199N, which I think nearly all California Toastmaster clubs fall into. It's $50,000 or less, and it's for gross receipts. Any funds that pass through your club, whether you keep them or you receive them and spend them for materials or Zoom license or location fees, or even any funds that you receive on a club member's behalf, to pass it through and send it on to world headquarters. Yes, a pass-through to world headquarters is a gross receipt. You'll find that in the instruction sheet that I have presented. It's additional wording that we didn't go into, but it's there on the instruction sheet. Now, it's done electronically, this 199, and there's never any paperwork or any mailing. And you may say, gee, I've already passed the May 15th date. What do I do now? Guess what? I'm going to scroll to this point where it says an extension of time to file for California state. This is really easy, ladies and gentlemen. If your organization, if your club is not under suspension on the due date of the 199N, you do not have to apply for the extension. Your organization will be given an automatic extension of 7 months. Basically, you have a whole year. You have the first 5 months, which is from January 1 of a new year through May 15th. Plus you have 7 more months. You actually have 12 months to file it. You may say, but Paul, our club treasurer who's been around for 30 years says it's not necessary. We're too small. It's not going to be a big deal if we miss it. I can't give you an answer to that except to say a longtime treasurer, if they have been around since January 1st of 2011, this is when it went into effect. So long time or not, this rule has only been around since 2011. Furthermore, I shared with you earlier our Toastmaster core values: integrity, respect, service, and excellence. You want to make sure as a Toastmaster, you fall into those 4, regardless of what anyone says. Okay? Just remember that. Now, let's go to the California Franchise Tax Board website. Here it is. And here is the 199 and California E postcard. You can look on your left-hand side and look at some annual and filing requirements. Let's take one quick look to start the E postcard. What you need is something you find on Club Central and Club Demographics, and that is the California ID. So for example, one of my clubs, I'll put in its California ID. I'll click on login. And if you have the right ID or you have any ID and it gets you to this page, you go ahead and confirm the ID number and confirm the entity name. In this case, it matches to the identity number to the club name. And you can proceed on by continuing. We won't do that today, but this gets you started. Now, Toastmasters International. Let me get to that. Anywhere in the world that you may be and you do have access to the internet, you can go to toastmasters.org. You can log in to your account, and if you're successful, it'll come up with your name. In this case, it says, welcome, Paul. It lands on My Home. Well, you have other selections as well, My Profile or to log out. We are My Home. And you can scroll down until you find Club Central. Here it is. You can open up Club Central. And as an officer, you will have access to it. And if you don't have access to it, ask your president or another club officer to go ahead and enter you in as your specific role. In this case, of each treasurer. You can scroll to Club Demographics. When it opens up and fully displays, it gives you information. And in this case, we're looking for the club charter date, the federal EIN number, because both those items we will enter on the e-postcard for $1.99 and a state tax ID number. You don't have to apply for the federal EIN or the state tax ID because you are a subsidiary of Toastmasters International. World headquarters applies for it for your club. Please note, if you are a newer club and you go to club demographics and you don't see any federal EIN and you definitely don't see any state tax ID number, it's because World Headquarters did file to the appropriate government, federal or state, and that the federal and or the state haven't returned back the information, the ID number, to World Headquarters. So don't panic. If you're a newer club and it's blank, like at the state tax ID number, don't panic. You do not have to fill out a 199N e-postcard because you don't have a tax ID number from the state. I can vouch for this personally because I came from a newer club that for about a year and a half to 2 years did not have their ID number. Can't fill out a 199N, so there's no harm, no foul. But once you do have that, say that tax ID number, you will need to fill it out. All right. Now, in Club Central, you can also see your membership, the members in your club, under membership management. And at membership management, when it opens up, you'll see you'll see your members. You have the option, any officer, and especially you as a club treasurer, and in consultation and approval of the officers, the membership, you can set the membership globally as to self-pay, or you can toggle on and off each member to self-pay or not. Self-pay strictly applies to paying membership dues to World Headquarters twice a year. This is how it's been working as of late to pay membership. A member can go on their own account in Toastmasters.org, select, add their name or any other member's name for that matter to the cart, and go through the process to pay for dues. So after before, in this case, when we pay twice a year, the dues are in a program year. When July 1st starts, the first set of dues are due by September 30th. Some may argue it's September 1st. I've never chanced it that long, but I believe it may be true. But you want to definitely, September 30th, you will be definitely in the clear. You want to pay by September 30th. And then the second round in the Toastmaster program year, you want to pay by March 31st. However, Toastmasters has been very good that right now, as we speak, and definitely after July 1st, you can log in and self-pay for yourself or self-pay as a treasurer or pass the dues on if they give you, a member does, to World Headquarters. You can pay for the dues that are due by September 30th. And you can also right now pay for the dues due by March 31st, 2025. Yes, you have the chance to pay dues that early. I know I have, only because it commits me to my club. Now that's just me personally, but I do enjoy supporting the club in that way. And if I'm going to promote paying dues on time, then I should be well ahead of dues myself. That's just my personal belief. Let's go back to our PowerPoint. The Distinguished Club Program, that's also found on Toastmasters.org. You can go through the whole process of finding it on Club Central under Distinguished Club Program, or you can go to the main site and find it under their leadership management. Now, there are up to 10 goals you can earn in a club as a club. There are up to six educational goals, and the vice president of education is really responsible for that. So you can call it the focal point. For club membership goals, there are two, and the vice president of membership and even the vice president of public relations can work in concert with promoting the club, getting you members or sign up as a member, and getting them signed up and paid. So you can, vice president of membership and vice president of public relations have the club membership goals. The president has the responsibility for club training goals. You're taking club training now, so thank you, and you're helping your club. It's done twice a year, and if you do it now for the fall term, and then you do it again for the spring term, and you get at least 4 club officers trained, but we're really hoping for all club officers trained. That's counts for 1 point for both those trainings of the fall and the spring. The secretary and the treasurer have the club administrative goals, and they also account for 1 goal. So a secretary most likely submits 1 club officer list on time. That's on June 30th, by June 30th, submitting the officer list on time through Club Central. And that's for a club that is established to have officers for a full year term, 12-month term, or by December 31st. And that's for clubs that are set up to do it, to have officers for only 6-month terms. They have 6-month term clubs have the choice of June 30th or December 31st. 12-month long terms of officers' roles are only June 30th. Now the treasurer falls into submitting the club dues on time. Here it says September 30th and March 31st, but I have experience where I have either been in a club that had less than 8 members by, let's say, September 30th. We don't get credit for submitting dues on time at all if you're under 8 members, so 7 members or less. But we did get we did finally reach 8 plus more members by March 31st, and we submitted by March 31st. We did it earlier in the month of March, and we did get a check mark on the page for that, and it did count. So just know that it's really September 30th, and if you're either under 8 members or you're late submitting dues on time of a full 8, you have a chance to do it again of 8 or more members by March 31st to achieve a checkpoint under submitting club dues on time. The Distinguished Club Program, you can reach Distinguished Club when you achieve 5 out of 10 goals. You can if you achieve 7 out of 10 goals, you are select distinguished. If you achieve 9 out of 10 goals, you become President's Distinguished. If you achieve 10 out of 10, you are still President's Distinguished at this time. But in any rate, congratulations for achieving goals you set out to succeed and you achieved. Now, there is a qualifying requirement to unlock your club as distinguished or select distinguished or president's distinguished. The qualifying requirement is here on this page. And I'm going to read it because it's extremely important. To be eligible for recognition under the Distinguished Club Program, under the DCP, a club must end the Toastmaster year on June 30th with 20 or more members, or with a net increase of at least 3 members since the beginning of the Toastmaster year, July 1st. In other words, 20 members or more, or base plus 3 on June 30th. What I'm sharing with you is you can look at 5 goals and be under your membership count from the previous year, and you're not distinguished or select distinguished or president's distinguished. And then what you do is you go outside and you kick rocks and you say this Toastmaster system doesn't work, it's broken. No, it is not. It works and it is not broken. There's no need to kick rocks, and I will show you why. We'll go to Club Central, where you can access the DCP program, and you'll find it here under Distinguished Performance Report. It opens your club up specifically. Now, the qualifying requirement doesn't say qualifying requirement. It is this box right here in the middle that says membership. Base 11. Base is 11 members as of July 1st, in this case, 2023, as I am recording. Required is below. It says required is 14, at least 14. And it's 20 or more members, or, and I do mean or in a shout, or capital letters, or a net growth of 3 new members. Now, our club has achieved 15 members. So we achieved 14, and we also have one more at this time. We achieved base, that's 11, plus 3, which is 14 to date. Now, as you look to the right, it says goals, 6 goals met. So we have achieved at least 5 goals. We are a distinguished club. If you go back to the membership box in the middle, and it said 13, and it says goals of 6 on the right box, we're only looking through the window at our goals. We have not met the qualifying requirement, which is a membership requirement to open up the goals in terms of being these goals counting for your club. So we are a distinguished club in this example at this time. It says it here on the top of the page. It says our club name and number, and it says distinguished. If we reach 7 goals, it'll change to select distinguished. So it's very important. I share with you the base plus 3 or 20 members as a qualifying requirement because it works, it is accurate, it's built into the Toastmaster.org system. Now, the big thing about 20 members or a net growth of 3 new members, that's an entire sentence. You cannot be in a club that just selects what part of the sentence they want to say. Well, we have to be 20 members. And here it says 14 so far, or 15 to date, and someone is scrambling to get 5 more members. No. You can't just say 3 new members. It's not just any 3 new members. It's a net growth of 3 new members. So I can't stress it enough that it's a full sentence and with an or word in it. And it is meant to be a full sentence, and you have to follow it to a T. 20 members? Nope. We don't have 20 members, but we have 15, or net growth. That's a complete sentence. That's a complete statement there. Or a net growth of 3 new members. Yes, we add base of 11 plus 3, 14. We have 15. Yes, we qualify. So once again, don't just say 3 new members because that won't be the case. All right. Now, I noticed that I did not share the screen for some reason. I'll do it again. Ladies and gentlemen, real quick, I talked about membership. That's a qualifying requirement. That's in the center. The goals are in the right box there. Base is your membership from July 31st of the new program year. Required is what it is when you add base plus 3 new members. And it's 11 plus 3 is 14. And we are at 15 by chance here. Now, you're either at 20 members or plus, 20 plus members, and you unlock the goals because you satisfy this qualifying requirement, or you've achieved base plus 3, which is 15 or 14 or more, and you can unlock the qualifying requirement there. I apologize for technical difficulties, and that's how that works. So take a look throughout the year how your club is doing as a distinguished club. Pathways chart to distinguished Toastmaster. Some of you be asking, geez, what do I do to become a distinguished Toastmaster? You'll find it on the Toastmasters.org website as well. But here's a little pictorial of it. You're a club officer for 12 months. You also serve as a district officer. You can be a club mentor of a new club or a club coach of an existing club. You either a club sponsor, so you found a club of 20 or more members, brand new, you charter a club with certain requirements about membership, or you do a speechcraft program or a youth leadership program. Plus, you complete or you complete two full paths. And then you also do a distinguished Toastmaster project. Your project does not have to be related or be done to Toastmaster International, but it could be towards the community, a religious institution, a government agency, and such. So go ahead and commit yourself to all this that I've said. I want to thank you for listening and for being participative in all this information. You should be able to receive documents and links from the District 100 district trainer that I will furnish them and have furnished them, and they will just be sending it to you. If not, you can reach out to me. Once again, my name is Paul Reyes, and my email address is paulreyes.tm@gmail.org. And I thank you for listening. Thank you for the training. Good luck.